So, I know it's been a long time, but we're gonna really get back into this YouTube thing now. And we're gonna start by making a tier list. So yeah, I've been going to Alton Towers for a long time, since I was a little kid. So we're gonna do a tier list of all the major rides at Alton Towers. There are some things that I've kind of left out and some things that I've done differently. So I've got Octonauts as there it is, as just on its own, but then I've also got CBeebies Land as a separate, and I've not put the rest of the world of David Walliams in there. I've just put Gangster Granny because there's only 1 or 2 rides there. So it's mainly all the major rides I would say that is for an entire audience, if that makes sense. So let's make a tier list. So the tiers we've got is Amazing Must Keep, Great Ride, Good Filler, Could Be Moved On, and Should Be Replaced. So let's see what we can see, what you think to my tier list, and then obviously let me know if you agree or disagree, or stuff like that in the comments below. So I've got a random number generator here, so let's do a random number between 1 and 21, which I've got 21 rides here, and we'll start off with that. So the number coming out is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, CBeebies Land. Okay, that's a nice one to start on. CBeebies Land, obviously a great family area for the kids. Loads of different attractions, so probably the best attraction in CBeebies Land, bar Octonauts, probably in the Night Garden Magical Boat Ride, or even that, or Postman Pat. 2 really good rides there. And when in the Night Garden, all the effects are working and all the audio is in sync. It's actually probably one of the the better rides on the entire park. So we'll put all of CBeebies Land in Good Filler, as I think for me, obviously it's not really my target in terms of like, obviously I go for the bigger rides, but for what it does, to bring families in, it's a good filler. I would say it's not the strongest kids land. I think Peppa Pig World and Thomas Land are better, but it's still got a good selection of rides there. So we're gonna put CBeebies Land in good filler. Let's see what number we get now. Number 5. Heave ho. Okay, so let's see where I'm gonna put Heave ho. I think Heave ho as well, good filler. It's one of those kind of rides like CBeebies Land. It's for the families. It's an attraction that everybody can enjoy. I would like to go on Heave ho when if I go to Alton Towers and we've been on a lot of rides. Heave ho, is the one that you can go on. As well, if you've done all the main attractions. So Heave ho, another good filler attraction. Let's do another number and say number 6. 6 Marauders Mayhem. Again, it's just another filler attraction, isn't it? I think definitely all the rides within that area, within Mutiny Bay, are really good filler attractions, and just they're good for all the family. And Marauders Mayhem, obviously, it's a nice good filler attraction, so it's going to go in that one. Let's do another number 11. 11, the Congo River Rapids. Now, if you had said to me, if you'd said this 10 years ago, I would have gone there. However, I think now, where in terms of where the Congo would go, I would have gone Great Ride 10 years ago. But I think also, I don't know if I'm getting all the rides in this section, but I think Congo goes in good filler as well. I think it's another really good family attraction. Good that the waterfalls are back on now, though. So if the waterfalls are back on, it gets back up to speed, it could potentially go at the bottom of Great Ride. But I think at the moment, we'll put it at the top of good filler. And I think that's where it stands at the moment. And the new soundtrack, though, is really good. I think that goes really well with the ride, and that's enhanced a bit more on the experience. Let's do another ride. So we've got number 8 there. Hey, Oblivion. Right, okay, here we go. So, let's do Oblivion now. Where do we think Oblivion could go? Oblivion, great ride. I wouldn't put it in amazing because it is short. But that then, you know, the drop's crazy over, you know, near 200 feet into the ground. You wouldn't think that, but it is. That hole is just so deep. Yeah, great ride. I would like to see maybe refurbished in the queue line. Maybe, you know, a good paint up. Would they ever take it out? Possibly. They even could put in one of the more modern dive machines, maybe have a bit of inversions in there. But for now, I think Oblivion, great ride. I think, you know, I think a lot of people would kind of agree with that. Let's go in with number 6, which is the Retro Squad. Ooh, where do I put the Retro Squad? The Retro Squad is going and should be replaced. Funfair rides don't belong in a theme park, especially Alton Towers. Doesn't belong in a premier theme park. A theme park of the quality of Alton Towers. It doesn't fit, especially because there's now 2 in X Sector. Doesn't make any sense. Bring in some permanent flat rides, Alton Towers. And that's really all that needs to be said with the Retro Squad. Nothing against the rides. I think if this was a 2021 tier list, I think they would have gone in good filler. But I think now, past the time, put them in should be replaced. Because they are fun fair rides, and they're not even that reliable. They're not used to being run so much. I mean, the amount of issues they've had with Funk and Fly, that's not even the original Funk and Fly that's there. That's a completely different ride there now. But yeah, Retro Squad should be replaced. Let's do another number 7. 7 Octonauts Roller Coaster Adventure. We're getting all the good filler rides here. Yeah, good filler, I think. Again, great for the families, great for the kids. I'm actually going to put it at the top of good filler. I think it's really solid. Theming's really good. A good soundtrack, good effects on there as well. So it's going to go top of good filler for me, I think. Let's do another one. Number 14, Wicker Man. Wicker Man, where do we put Wicker Man? Wicker Man has to go in Amazing Must Keep. 2018 GCI wooden coaster. I mean, it's not the craziest GCI out there, but the entire experience is what makes Wicker Man, from the pre-show to the queue line to the audio, obviously to, you know, Big Bob himself, the big Wicker Man statue. And the ride's got some great elements, some good pops of airtime that first drop into that second sort of twisted drop out. That's one of really good. So yeah, amazing. Must keep it for 10-20 years, then RMC. Is, I think, should be where Wicker Man is, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree on that. Number 7, Rita. I think Rita, it should be going good, could be moved on. I think it's not a should be replaced. I think with Project Horizon on the window, Horizon, yeah, which is probably most likely going to be SW9, I think could be moved on. I think is a good place for Rita. I think so. I would like to see Rita in the future be replaced, and I don't think it's not got the popularity of the other big coasters. It's the hydraulic launch coasters now going out of fashion. Everybody's looking to LSM coasters and LIM launches and air compressed launches. So Rita is not got a future, unfortunately. Even though it's a good ride, if you had a future, I'd put it in good filler, but I think it could be moved on. I think if you look at the weaker points of Alton Towers, it's definitely in there. Yeah, I think that's a good place for Rita in there. Let's go on to another ride. Which one we get? Number 3, Battle Galleons. Battle Galleons, where do we put Battle Galleons? I think Battle Galleons... You see, I was going to put it in good filler. And I think it could go bottom of good filler, but it also could go top of could be moved on. I think it has had a lot of downtime recently. It's not, even on hot days, it's not that popular. The theming's okay, and it's got some pretty decent theming actually, but half of the guns don't work now, and it either needs to be massively improved, or I think it could be moved on. So I think Battle Galleons, top of could be moved on. Either that or bottom of good fill. If I could put it between, I could, but I'm going to put it top of could be moved on, I think. But it either needs to be massively improved, or it needs to make way for something else. Let's go on to the next one, number 7. Runaway Mine Train. Now, Runaway Mine Train. It's most definitely good filler. I could put it in Great Ride, because at the end of the day, last time I went to Alton Towers, I actually did quite a few laps on the Runaway Mine Train. Do I put it in Great Ride? It definitely isn't good, could be moved on. I know it's one of the oldest rides in the park, but I think it definitely is in good filler. I'm going to put it top of good filler. I think it definitely deserves more credit than it does. Yeah, I think top of good filler. It's definitely better than all the other rides in that section. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, maybe a bit more theming. It definitely could be improved. More theming needed around the ride or in the station could be a good idea to improve it. Apart from that, good filler. It could be even Great Ride if it had maybe a bit more enhancement to it. But apart from that, nothing wrong with the Runaway Mine Train at all. Let's go on to another ride. Number 10, the Smiler. Now, where do we put the Smiler? Oh, only teasing. Of course it goes in Amazing Must Keep. Where it goes in Amazing Must Keep, though, is another question. Is it better than Wicker Man? This could be very controversial, this. I think it is. No offense to Wicker Man. I think it definitely can be improved. I think I wouldn't debate it if I think that the entire look of the ride needs to be updated. I think there needs to be a bit of a repaint. The buildings kind of needs to be sorted. There's, a lot of the yellows coming off. There's a lot of, it looks a bit run down at the moment. And maybe more theming enhancements. Make sure the projectors are working constantly in the queue line. Apart from that, though, Smiler, it is a bit rough as well. But apart from that, Smiler, amazing, must keep. It's a massive draw for the park. Brings people from far and wide to ride it. So, yeah, it definitely goes in the top tier for me, and probably a lot of people as well. A lot of people will agree on that one. Number 2, Gangster Granny the Ride. Where do we put Gangster Granny? I think Gangster Granny goes in Great Ride. I think it's definitely better than a good filler. I think, what they've done with it, it's a great dark ride. They've got loads of different scenes in there, many different effects. The use of screens and real, proper animatronics and all mishmashed together. It was a great addition. Another good dark ride for Alton Towers, and yeah, definitely deserves to be in Great Ride. It's definitely not better than Oblivion, but yeah, great ride for Gangster Granny. Let's move on to our next one, which is number 3, Hex, when it's open. Yeah, Hex at the moment, a lot of downtime. That's apparently due to them. There was a problem with the ride that they had to wait for a part for last year. They put the part in, ride was running for a while, then they did some kind of fixes, temporary fixes to keep it up and running, obviously safely, of course. but the ride's gone down again. It needs a big refurbishment. It definitely shouldn't be replaced. It's an absolute icon for the park, and a great ride. It definitely goes in the great ride section. It could even be an amazing, because the entire actual experience is probably one of the most upkept experiences in terms of all the effects and the smells in there. I mean, just apart from the ride system itself, that's all that lets Hex down. Apart from that, Hex, great ride when it's up and running. It's a must-do when you go to Alton Towers, I say Hex. Yeah, an absolute icon for the park, and it tells the story as well, the story of how the park began, which is, it's great. What have we got next? Number 7, the Blade. The Blade, it definitely goes at the top of could be moved on. Actually, no, at the bottom, sorry. So, more towards should be replaced. I know it's another flat ride, and I know Alton Towers have got their little flat ride crisis at the moment, but at the end of the day, it's the oldest ride on the park. Every year, it's always a rumour. Is the Blade going? The Blade's leaving at the end of the season. It comes back for another year, and then they repainted it a couple of seasons ago, kept it going. The Blade, it goes on strong, but it's not got long left. I can't see it having a long future, especially with the revamp of Forbidden Valley, with Nemesis being, replaced and Nemesis Subterra coming back. Yeah, I think the Blade not got long left, so most likely it could be moved on, I'd say. Let's have a look at next number. Let's see what our next ride is. Number 1, Nemesis. Brilliant. Now, I know Nemesis is not open at the moment, but we've been promised that it's the same ride experience. There is no layout changes. They've added a few extra supports, but that's not going to change the layout at all. The profiling will still be the same. Let's hope it is as forceful as it used to be. I'm sure it will be. Nemesis, top for me of amazing must keep. It is my favourite ride, Alton Towers. I think it is better than the Smiler. You could tell that it was coming towards the end of its life last year. It wasn't rough by any means. It wasn't the Smiler rough, but that 0G roll over the station, there was a hefty sort of jolt over there, which for many years that wasn't there. So you could tell it was coming to the end of its life. The paint was starting to come off the station, looked run down. So it most definitely needed doing. Amazing that Merlin haven't just gotten rid of it. They've spent the money into it. About £10 million they've spent on Nemesis. So props to them for doing it, and that ride will live on for another 30 years, and that makes me very happy, because it is one of my favourite rides, and my favourite ride, Alton Towers. So it goes at the top of amazing, must keep forever, never ever let it go. Number 2, ooh, never got Nemesis, then Nemesis Subterra, brilliant. Where does Nemesis Subterra go? I think it goes, at the moment, it's going to go above Hex. It's definitely, I mean, back in 2012 when it opened, it had a lot of issues. There was a lot of criticism. They improved the ride a year later. It was a lot better then. And even now, when it's come back, it's back in its prime. It's been running really well. I think it's only had maybe like a couple bits of downtime at the beginning. But yeah, Nemesis Subterra, great experience. I won't say what the ride is about to spoil it, but it does involve 4 ABC drop towers, the same as they have in the which dungeons? York dungeons, I believe, or was it the London? No, it's the York dungeons, I believe. Yeah, 4 ABC drop towers, and that's all I'm going to tell you about the ride if you haven't been on it before. But yeah, Nemesis Subterra, great experience, great actors in there, great storytelling about the Nemesis storyline and the Phalanx. Yeah, so it goes in great ride. It's also a really good filler attraction. But yeah, it is a great ride, Alton Towers. And what was needed, number 4, which is 13. Ooh, where do I put 13? I don't know. Because I'm torn now, because I want to put 13. 13 holds a soft spot for me. Now, can either 13 can either go here for me, or it can go here. No offense to Oblivion at all, but Oblivion doesn't do too much for me, as much as these other rides do. Yeah, 13 goes at top of Great Ride. I think a bit more improvements. I think just a bit of a touch-up. The Tesla Core needs to get back working again, because that's not been working for a while. Get the Tesla Core working back in the queue line. Just, you know, do a bit of a touch-up here and there with, you know, bits of theming and just the overall presentation of the ride. And it could easily go an amazing ride. I think it is such a good ride for Alton Towers, and it should be one of those that should stay. Definitely if Rita goes, it 100% should stay. It changed the way we look at that corner of the park now, and it's a popular attraction. In fact, it would have gone up below Oblivion if they were still having problems with it in the rain, but that is fixed now from what I believe. When I went this year, it was raining and we still managed to get on it, so I definitely think that's all fixed now. So 13, top of Great Ride. So we've only got 3 more left. Ignore the Alton Towers logo, but we've only got 3 more left for the tier list. Let's go with, we've got number 3. There's only 3 more left. So Curse at Alton Manor. Where do you sit? New for this year, same with Nemesis Subterra, was the revamping of Jewel in the Gloomy Wood, and it goes in Amazing Must Keep. Absolutely a brilliant attraction. Went on there for the first time, was amazed. Had to go back on again, because you go on it once, you see some things, you go on it again and you see completely different stuff. So yeah, Curse at Alton Manor, Amazing Must Keep, great experience, great theming, great effects. I love the Easter eggs in the queue line to the previous rides. The moving pre-show hasn't got a standing still pre-show like Wicker Man, but it's got the moving pre-show when the room lights up in that UV light. It is amazing, it's awesome. So yeah, amazing, must keep. Alton Towers, keep on top of it, keep doing what you're doing. I even believe now, if there's one major effect not working, they close the ride until it's fixed. Which, yes, you should have the ride open as much as possible, but having a major effect down does affect the experience. So good props Alton Towers for doing that. Amazing, must keep it forever. Superb. And we've only got 2 left. We won't do it. We won't generate a number for this. We'll just slot them in wherever. We'll put Galactica in first. Where does Galactica go? I think it goes. I think it goes there, in Great Ride. I was going to put it below these 2, below Nemesis Subterra and Hex. I feel like I've done Hex an injustice here, because I really do enjoy Hex, but Galactica, yeah, it's going to go in Great Ride, and that's only purely based off of the ride itself. The theme, it could go, Galactica could go top of Great Ride, or even Amazing, if update the theming, update the actual theme itself. The space theme doesn't work anymore because there is no VR, so change it with the whole Forbidden Valley, you know, revamp that's going on at the moment with the whole Nemesis stuff. Even change it back to air and do what they did in the original plans, where they had all the rock work and the waterfalls. That would be great. But yeah, Galactica, great ride. But it's not as good as Oblivion or 13 or any of the rides in the top tier for sure. I feel like I've also done... No, Rita, it could be moved on. Spinball Wizard. Could be one of the most controversial of picks this, which is why I've kind of left it till the end. A lot of people say it could go here, A lot of people say it could go here. A lot of people say it could go here. Well, not above those, but there. I'm going to say it goes there. I think it's a good filler ride. It's a popular attraction. It gets 50, 60-minute queues on a day. It's clearly people want to ride it. Alton Towers, they need different types of coasters. They've got a dive coaster, they've got an inverted, they've got the one with all the inversions, a wooden coaster, a flying coaster. They're family coasters, they've got a launch coaster, which I think they should still replace anyway, with another launch coaster. Yeah, spinning coaster. If we get an extreme spinner, then adios Spinball Wizard, but I don't think that'll happen for a while. So, yeah, it goes in good filler. I don't think it should be replaced. It could definitely be improved. I'd love to see them put it indoors or, you know, enhance some theming on it, but it's still a popular attraction. I still enjoy it. I believe it should go in good filler, and I think it should stay at Alton Towers, especially them putting this brand new software system in. That they must surely have long-term plans for it. But yeah, that is pretty much everything. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below in terms of where I've put everything. There's going to be some controversial opinions in there, but I think that is, you know, I think a lot of people would agree with that. In terms of where I've put everything. Obviously, a few people may move some of the coasters around, but yeah, I think I'm happy with that. That is all the Alton Towers, all the major Alton Towers rides in a tier list, all ranked, in my opinion, of amazing to should be replaced. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe, pop a like as well, and we'll see you all in the next one.